throughout the whole fucking thing. Did you already start?
Yeah, I already started.
Welcome back. Far side of the moon. Okay, no, legit opening. Okay.
Alright, legit opening, guys.
Hello and welcome back. You are listening to Far Side of the Moon. Once again, I am Carlos.
I'm Lety.
I'm Albert.
And today we are continuing the Conjuring universe film series with The Conjuring 2.
Conjuring 2.
Now, I want to go into this letting you guys know my expectations. First time watching the movie, I know you guys have seen it before.
Yeah.
And going into it, I want everyone to know, you guys told me it was your favorite movie in the series.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally true, dude. I don't think I've changed my opinion on it. But it's one of those movies that, and we talked about it earlier, like we watch too much and you keep watching it and watching it. At some point, we just watch it to take a nap.
Yeah.
In the middle of the fucking day, dude. Like,
we would put it on. We had a sound system around the living room and everything. Loud, but it was to the point where it was comforting, and we would fall asleep, and it would come to one specific scene, which we would mention when we come to it, and we'd just like both wake up. We would look at each other and be like, "Damn it again!"
Yeah,
like, we fell asleep.
We missed everything.
Well, I'm not surprised you guys fell asleep during this movie. It is 2 hours and 13 minutes.
2 hours, 13 minutes.
It's a decent day nap, right?
Yeah, dude.
Before we go into the movie, would you guys like to talk about your expectations for the third Conjuring movie, since the trailer recently came out?
Oh, the trailer just recently came out. We just watched it right after watching this movie.
Yeah.
I really don't have anything interesting to say about it. If I say something about it, it's probably going to be offensive.
I think they're going to start milking the fucking... Like, they're already milking a whole fucking universe with Annabelle and shit, whatever.
Yeah.
I think this third Conjuring movie, The Devil Made Me Do It, again, based on true events, but I feel like the dramatization of it, or being over dramatic, I guess, is a little too much.
Yeah.
Just the trailer itself, like, already... I thought it was ridiculous. I was like, really, dude? Like, where's the line between what actually happened and what Hollywood wants to shove down my throat, which I will gladly swallow.
Personally,
you know, when I first
Go ahead.
when I first saw it, or because my brother sent it to me, and I started like the first 15 seconds. And I stopped it because I was doing something else, and I said that I was gonna watch it later on, but for some reason I thought that they were gonna do Amityville horror, since they kind of teased it in this movie. And then I guess his name was Romney or something like that. Ronnie? I don't remember the guy's name, but he also blames it on the spirits. He said that it wasn't him, that the spirits made him do it and all that stuff. And I mean, the title for this movie is The Devil Made Me Do It. And then the trailer starts off with this guy walking down the street, and he's covered in blood, and he's like, I think I killed someone. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna do Amityville.
Yeah.
But
to clarify, I think he said, I think I hurt someone.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say, I mean, I don't know if they're going to go into that medieval stuff. I feel like if they do, it will just be a little tease again. But, I mean, honestly, if they're setting up for the Conjuring, the Amityville horror experience, fucking virtual reality fucking thing,
here we go.
I will buy it. But for this, I really don't know what to expect, personally. Because it looks like it's going to be semi-criminal drama related with a few scenes in the courtroom.
I'm looking forward to it. One specific scene that I saw in the trailer, it's with the little boy on the table, and he does this like back bend, and he stands up. That's
fucking contortionist shit.
Yeah. I thought that looked pretty cool.
I thought it looked cool, but then I also saw that like 3 times today.
That's true.
For reference, we were scrolling through Netflix for a bit, just looking at
not sponsored, but would like to be.
That's right.
Just looking at the scary movies tab, and I'm pretty sure I saw that fucking same backbend in 2 different trailers.
Yeah, it was the Eli movie, and I don't remember the other one.
I don't remember the other one.
It could be just saying, going back to the sponsor thing. This could be Far Side of the Moon podcast, Netflix original. Netflix, please. our emails down below.
Yeah, you can rent us a studio. We can get fucking video, fucking podcast stuff. I know people watch that shit for some reason.
Do what you gotta do, Netflix. Just make it happen. Stop
Also, I'm
wasting my
drinking
time.
some McDonald's mocha, caramel mocha frap. Not sponsored, but would like to be. So McDonald's, if you would like to send some food our way, we appreciate it.
And if you guys do send us fraps, I already got a line ready. It's fraptastic.
Damn, I like that. I like that. Shit, I kind of want to frap now after that line, dude.
Here, you can have a sip of mine.
Shit.
Was there anything else we want to talk about the trailer?
Oh, Lorraine's outfits. Love them. I would like to dress like her for
Lorraine.
Halloween.
I swear, the chemistry between those two
Dude,
characters.
the actors is great. I really like them.
With all
Okay.
respect to their actual significant others, those people need a bang and just get it over with. With all due respect, of course.
Maybe I'm just gonna stop. I'm not gonna say anything.
Just because they're good actors doesn't mean they're actually interested in each other. I'll just say that.
Dude,
And
it sold me, dude.
Personally, I don't find how they could be sexually attracted to each other while they're wearing the fucking old-timey clothes.
I mean,
But
I'm pretty
that's-
sure that's what made the woman super attractive to me.
I guess so.
And the guy was hot as fuck. Ed, his ass,
Dude,
goddamn.
for me, Ed, it's the sideburns.
Really?
The sideburns.
The sideburns do it for me, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's
Get them sideburns
his
action.
emotions. I think it's the eyes that he
The expressions that he does?
that he does that I'm just like, Ed, cute.
I don't even know what expression you're talking about.
What do you
All
okay,
fucking facial expressions.
yeah.
All his facial expressions?
All
You
of
just
them.
talking about his
Face
face. You
period.
just like his face.
Yeah.
Like everything besides the sideburns, dude.
Well, I mean, specifically in the trailer when Lorraine is about to fall and he like goes after her and he's like, Lorraine.
He does
That-
have a good, like, scared look, like, concerned look.
Yeah.
Because he actually loves this woman in real life.
Because, I don't know, you said, like, facial expressions, I could only imagine the facial expression of, like, Tucker Carlson on him.
Fucking, by the way, I was watching this random video on some of these actors and how they actually had experiences follow them out of the set.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Patrick
yeah.
is one of them. Patrick being Ed Warren. Patrick playing Ed Warren in this movie. Apparently, after Insidious, he's been having like crazy shit happen to him in real life. So I don't know how true that is, right? But
Now, I know we want to get into this movie, but since you bring that up,
Yeah,
I
bring it.
gotta say, I do definitely feel weird about Hollywood making so much money off of the paranormal. We talked about it while we were watching the
Oh
movie.
yeah.
That I asked Lety, okay, do you think that these people are believers or do you think that they're skeptics making it? And she thinks that like, no, I asked,
It was something around that.
it was, do you think that it would be a better movie if they were skeptics or if they were believers?
Believers.
And you said believers, I said skeptics.
I said believers only because there are certain scenes where the actors, the emotion that they give off, really does make me want to cry. So, being like, if the director is a believer, or yes, right?
yeah.
It would be the director.
James Wong, yeah.
I feel like he would have wanted that to come out in
A little bit more natural, I guess.
yeah, and I think it just helps if you're more of a believer, because I feel like if you're a skeptic, you're kind of just like, okay, cry a little, and then move on.
I feel like the skeptics are more willing to be exploitative with the horror and the emotion of people during all this stuff. And that could make a better movie, but the other side of it, personally for me, is that it could trivialize this kind of stuff for people. And I mean, we see all these people make videos of going into these haunted fucking places and make all these videos for content.
Yeah.
These people are literally putting themselves in danger for this shit. Not even just paranormal stuff.
Yeah,
just,
but
like
the environment that
Yeah.
Going into the
unstable
abandoned-
second
yeah,
floors and
Wait,
shit like
well,
that.
like
Zach
Nuke's,
Bagans?
well, Zach Bagans, but I was gonna mention Nuke's top 5
See
because
you in Vegas. Zach.
he puts together several videos, and one of the people that we see in his videos is Funko. Is that how it
I
was?
think so.
The one that goes into cemeteries and he's
Oh, Frank TV.
Frank
Frank
TV.
TV.
There you go. The one that we recently saw on Nuke's Top 5's YouTube channel, he went into an abandoned house and there was a bunch of
It was an abandoned hotel. Yeah, it was a
hotel,
hotel
and there was
like an apartment
a
complex. or
bunch
bullshit like
of
that.
homeless people. So it's it's not just putting yourself in danger with like the supernatural, also real life people.
People are fucking scary, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like the skeptics could make a better movie, but it is more dangerous, and you are kind of feeding this sort of fear that these entities crave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like it could be leading into, like you said, Peter getting haunted.
Patrick.
Peter, Patrick, whatever. At this point, you guys just want to get into it?
Let's get into
let's
it.
You can
do
tell
it.
that we haven't done an episode in a while because we have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we do have a lot to talk about.
All right, so we have a opening shot of a neighborhood, and the camera's pulling in into a house. The window's kind of foggy, and people who are into the Amityville mythos will recognize the interior of this house as Amityville.
Yeah, because this is the
classic
interior
room.
Yeah, this is a room where it actually comes out on a bunch of covers for movies and stuff like that. It's the classic two windows that are kind of, I guess, right angles. That's basically what the windows look like.
They're quarter circles.
There you go, quarter circles, and that's exactly what the windows are. And you could tell that famous assistant from the first movie.
Yeah.
That he's setting up the cameras in that room.
You can tell that they're already setting up for an investigation.
Yeah, because obviously they've been there already, and I mean, all of us are super. If you're into the scary genre, you know Amityville, honestly, and horror itself.
And it even gives you the title card, or I mean, a identifying place, Amityville.
1976, I think.
Yeah, so you already know that this is where shit is going down. And so we get the assistant going downstairs into a room where we have people of the house, I guess.
Yeah, they're gonna perform a seance.
And the Warrens sitting at a table, candles all around them. We already know that this is to amplify the spiritual stuff, I guess. And we get Miss Warren. How would you describe this?
Connecting with the house itself to see what, I guess,
see the events of that night.
Yeah.
So we get the
psychic link.
Yeah, we get the camera going in. Basically, we're getting her point of view. This is what she sees when she goes into that universe, I guess.
Yeah, that vision.
Yeah, there you go. Camera zooms in straight on her face. Lights go out.
Gunshot.
The movie is muted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure.
The camera zooms into her face. Everything's completely dark in the house, basically implying that she's already there. She's already there having her connection with the house. She looks back and she sees everyone around the table, including herself, performing the seance. She hears the gunshot, like you had said. Stay here, stay. She looks upstairs. She's walking, goes all the way to the rooms, and this is where we get our first
spook.
Oh yeah, Carlos is gonna do a spook count, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if I consider this a spook.
I don't know, dude.
I don't think so either.
I'm pretty spooked right now, dude.
There is definitely a spook in this scene, but
Yeah.
I won't consider this a spook, where it's just Lorraine walking to a room with the door creaking open, and you see a wife sitting at her bed, and there's a guy in the bed, looks like he's got a gunshot wound.
Shit, that's pretty spooky, Steve. Like the girls just kind of looking at him and say, "Will you do this or whatever?" And just
Why
yelling.
did you do this?
Why did you do this?
Why did you do this? What did you do? That is kind of scary how she kind of just jerks her head.
Yeah.
I'll give that half a spook.
I really like the fact that
0.5 spook.
That Lorraine is in place of Ronnie. Like she's walking
right.
and
At this point, she's gonna go from room to room,
Yeah,
and what
yeah, yeah.
Lety's talking about is that we get a camera angle that's behind Lorraine, and it's looking into a mirror in the hallway, and the reflection is not Lorraine, it's actually Ronnie. She's seeing this through Ronnie's eyes. She's seeing what happened that night, and she's hearing a voice.
she's performing what happened that night.
Yeah,
that's
great.
what's better.
I think the most intense part is where she does the cocking of the gun motion, and you hear the gun cock. And walking into the kids' room, shooting the two boys. Neither of them wakes up to the shot.
No.
But they're both dead now. The rain going back into the hallway, and you could see clearly that she's mimicking
the events for that night.
Yeah, mimics the actions of Ronnie in that night.
And throughout this, you get like a point of view of her sitting down in the table, and she's like freaking out.
And you hear whispering, kill them all.
Yeah.
She kills the last kid, right? And this is where we get her coming to, basically implying that this is what Ronnie felt at that moment. He snapped out of whatever was taking control of him, and he's just freaking out. And she gets on her, she leans towards the wall, and then she just goes all the way down and just gasping and just trying to figure out what the hell did I just do. And then she looks to she looks to the side of the second floor. She's looking through the rails of the balcony there, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And she sees a little boy. A very famous image, by the way, because that's actual evidence of that house that they had, or Ed and Lorraine Warren had for that house. It was an actual child. If you look it up on Google or anywhere where you want, Amityville ghost boy, the image comes out, and they try to mimic that scene here, which I thought was fucking great. Yeah, it's great. The image is of a little boy kind of peeking out of a room in his pajamas or whatever, and he has white eyes.
Yeah, just completely white eyes.
Yeah,
not like natural like whiteness of the eyes, like
almost some sort
white.
of.
It's like a flash.
I want to say almost it had like a little light kind of out of it too.
Yeah, like
right?
there's lights coming out of his head.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I consider that half a spook.
Yeah,
Half
she
a spook.
runs downstairs.
That's we're at a full spook at the spook meter, ladies and gentlemen. We're at a full spook.
Okay, I'll try not to comment on every spook, but
Dude, you should definitely comment on every spook.
hard not
dude.
to. So
Okay, yeah, I want a spook meter.
No, I would like for you to comment, because at the end we can't just be like, oh, 20 spooks or 50 spooks, and they're going to be like, which ones did you consider a spook?
Yeah, what was it a spook?
I'm definitely counting.
I'm
Okay,
definitely
so
spooked. I'm full spook right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a full spook right now.
This
We
whole
should have
scene
a-
is one full spook.
If you're looking at the video on the YouTube, you're gonna get a spook counter. You're gonna get a spook counter. Our editor needs to work on that shit.
I'll work on it, but no promises.
No promises, ladies and gentlemen, but
If it has it,
if it has it, shit.
then I
They
figure
figured
it out.
If you guys want a spook counter, consider subscribing and liking the video.
That's right.
Comment, I want a spook counter.
Please.
Spook counter is great.
At that point, she runs downstairs and she's freaking out, and you get the scene back at the table, and Ed is like, Lorraine, come back, and she just says, I have to see. And at that point, I guess, spirit Lorraine is in the middle, and she like looks, and she's looking at herself in the table, and she turns, and the door to the basement opens, and it's the little boy with the glowing eyes, and she follows him downstairs.
Once she sees the little boy run downstairs, and after the whole he wants to show me thing, she actually follows him to the down to the basement, which Carlos very kindly pointed out that's exactly the same basement from the Conjuring one, just everything rearranged.
Fucking room. Probably a set, right?
Yeah, it's probably a set, but I mean, whatever. So,
It's a
okay,
basement.
cool.
It's a basement.
Yeah, it's a basement. You know, I'm super scared.
And so she follows the kid. She finds the whole family of kids.
Yeah, it looks like the whole family that was shot. You're right.
Yeah, and they look at a thing in the room. It looks like a mirror. She's like, okay, cool. She pulls off the sheet. It's a mirror. She looks into it. Just her reflection, right? And then she looks into it again, and there is something there.
It was the nun.
A nun. A spooky nun.
Oh, what
That's
is
a
it?
whole, that's a whole spook right there.
Damn, that's a whole spook, guys. We're at spook level 2.
And then she looks behind her, see if the nun's there. The nun's not there. She looks back at the thing, and the nun's in her face.
Yeah.
Grabs her by her neck. And you get a cool shot right here where she's being pulled away from the mirror. You just see her face and the hands around her neck.
Yeah.
The camera pulls away. It's her own hands on her neck.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was fucking cool.
She turns, and then you see the silhouette of someone being stabbed. Or
Yeah, because actually you don't even see that. What we see in this scene here is the nun kind of looks to the side or whatever, and she kind of is very specific, like look that way. That's what's happening. Everything that's in the basement kind of splits to the sides and creates kind of like a hall. And then at the end, there's this person. It's a silhouette that we see, and you just hear like flesh, like kind of just rip apart or something like that.
Crack and like that neck snapping.
Okay,
That's what I
yeah.
saw.
We hear that and see it. Just a silhouette,
yeah,
pure
just the
darkness,
silhouette.
and she freaks the fuck out. That's
Yeah.
when she comes to and she actually wakes up and
And they're back in the
They're back
table.
in the seance
The
room.
assistant opens the windows, and she's like, Ed helps her snap out of it, and then she looks at him and she's like, this is as close to hell as I want to be.
I'm pretty sure Carlos gave it a full spook.
We're at 2 spooks right now.
2 spooks.
Here we go. Nice. And this is where we get the title. Carlos, you want to do that?
Ed and Lorraine's Warren's investigation into the Amityville haunting sparked a media firestorm and catapulted them into the public eye. Meanwhile, a haunting that would later compare to Amityville was unfolding thousands of miles away in England. It would draw the Warrens into one of their most diabolical cases, based on the true story, Conjuring 2.
Damn. Conjuring 2, and we're already at 2 full spooks, ladies and gentlemen.
I think they are missing an opportunity here to have a subtitle. Conjuring 2, England's Amityville.
England's
with a better
Amityville?
subtitle, let us know in the comments.
We get a quick flash here
Of London.
Of London. London calling.
The
Beatles. Something in England like that.
Yeah, baby. That was my worst Michael Myers ever.
We get a that was Michael Myers. Yeah, dude, you fucked up.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Okay, so you
I
get
didn't know it was your turn.
So you get
Terrible.
to school and there's a play. I mean, you can see the courtyard and a bunch of kids running all over the place, and then it like follows a few kids, and then you get to some stairs where 2 girls are sitting down and they're talking while having a cigarette.
Damn, they're
One of them is
super
having a
cool.
cigarette.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. And the one with the cigarette was talking about a guy who she let French kiss her.
Damn.
And the girl with the red cap is holding the cigarette now, not taking a puff.
She's just holding it because the other girl told her to hold it for her while she got something.
Teacher gets all mad at them. Like,
Yeah.
what are you 2 doing? Takes away the cigarette. Tells them to go away.
Mrs. Moore.
Mrs. Moore, cigarette in hand. She's like, God, like these kids kind of looking around. Takes a big puff of that.
And then she takes it inside to finish it inside, I guess.
Yeah.
Cut to later in the day. Get all the kids coming out of school.
Yeah, end of school day.
And we get to see the cast,
Siblings.
the cast of the siblings coming to meet each other right here.
Yeah. Margaret, Janet, Billy, and Johnny.
Johnny, my favorite one.
And then you have a group of kids kind of bullying Billy because he has a small stutter.
Yeah, and then Janet comes to his rescue. He's like, shut up, Peter. Shut up, Lesbo.
What the
Favorite
fuck was
scene.
like what kind of comeback was that?
Fuck, shut up, Lesbo.
Yeah, like what?
It's the kind of comment that gets your shit canceled in 2021, honestly.
Billy is a wanker. Nah, I got nothing.
No, Peter's a wanker.
No,
dude.
it was
a wanker.
yeah,
Peter's a
poor
wanker.
Billy, dude.
Poor Billy, dude.
Billy's a
Do you know that's
wanker.
so weird how like
How they stutter in England.
no, like Billy, oh my god. Billy also was like Bill from It also had a stutter.
Oh, if all these bills are...
Yeah.
I mean, Bill
like,
Nye the
maybe,
Science
like,
Guy didn't have a
Billy.
stutter.
No, I'm not saying all Bills have a stutter. I'm just saying like
Like,
oh.
if
Most
you
of
have
them do.
if you have a stutter, you're probably Bill.
You know what? I'm gonna cut this out.
No, don't cut it out. Don't cut it out.
I'm just saying, like, what? I didn't, like, it just came to me
Ladies and
because you
gentlemen,
said
please leave a
Billy.
comment down below if you'd like to hear more of this content like
Oh
this
my
that is
god,
being cut out.
stop.
If you're a Billy in a horror movie, you're gonna have a stutter. That's all.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it's like the. Yeah,
Is it
I'm
like
just gonna-
typecasted? Like all Bills are just gonna have a stutter?
I don't think that's typecasting. I think you're thinking of something else.
I probably am thinking of just
'Cause
the actor
typecasting
being
would be
typecasted.
like how. I would assume that these actors are just pretending to stutter.
Is it like typecasting? Is it like how before all the
Like-
the chubby friend would always have like a Hawaiian shirt or like that
Oh.
plaid?
I think typecasting is more like I guess Daniel Radcliffe with Harry Potter. Now he's just gonna come out in all fucking movies that have something to do with magic.
No, it's
That's
like
not
it's like
typecasting.
that's not typecasting, is it?
it's like Chris Evans only being picked up for hero shit now.
Yeah,
It's like Danny Radcliffe only being picked for
magic
things where he's
The hero?
quirky little kid
Oh.
or something. Quirky.
I
mad
can't
child.
believe we're commenting on a movie and we don't even know the right words to use.
What are you talking about? Dude?
Cut.
Typecasting.
Okay, I that was my fault. We did skim because I called this typecasted.
Cut it all.
Yeah, I'm cutting
Don't
it all.
cut it all, dude.
Cut
Just
the
cut
entire
some of
movie.
it.
I'm just gonna leave the whole thing unedited.
Yeah.
It'll be easier, so I appreciate your work either way.
And then, okay, cool. So back to the movie, guys. And actually, we get a scene of the mom.
Well, it's the kids came back home,
Yeah.
and now we get to hear the mom talking on the phone, and she's, oh, I'm very calm. I'm calm. But she doesn't sound calm.
But she's freaking out, yeah, because she doesn't have money to pay for the bills. Her husband hasn't given her money for what's it? She said child maintenance.
Child maintenance.
Child maintenance. Oof. Which is basically child support. It's just a nicer word that they
Child
use.
maintenance.
Child support.
So then all the kids go into the kitchen, and you have the mom now getting mad at Janet because obviously Mrs. Moore called her saying that she was having a cigarette at school.
Child support for 5 fucking kids? I just thought about it. Jesus, more than half your check.
4 kids.
That's 4 kids, yeah.
On the mother.
I just need to point out
Alimony?
that Peggy is getting mad at Janet for smoking while smoking a cigarette.
I mean,
That's true.
do as I say, not as I do.
I also need to point out that I'm pretty sure that the money never comes into play in the movie. They should have just left it out.
Well,
They should never talked about the money.
I feel like it needs to be talked about.
I think it kind of does have something to do because she went into the media because she needed help, and I think
she was getting money from it. And not just that, her case was getting a lot of attention.
I think that's why
Because-
that's what I pictured the reason why she would do it, because she needed the attention. She wanted help.
Which is more, we'll get into it a little bit later. But one of the girls that actually is like, oh no, they're all fake. Like, they're all faking it. She talks about how they actually applied for things because they didn't have money and they have all this media attention. So everyone's going to be trying to help these people out. And that was one way to do it. That's one way to help them out.
Lety, cut this.
okay.
I mean,
What?
I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'm
no,
kidding.
but it's true. Like, this is what I'm not saying they did it for the money. I completely believe this case.
Yeah.
Right? But the case, in a way, kind of did help her with the money. And the dad just didn't care. Dude, the child was being possessed, and the dad never contacted his baby, his child.
Just
That's
saying.
fucked up.
They talk about having money troubles. Never once in the movie do I see a pound. I don't see a quid. No money being exchanged. That's just my thing.
Maybe it was all in
Did you?
cards.
Digital. Straight to the bank, dude.
Maybe they gave her stock options.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any stock recommendations, please leave them in the comments down below. Moving on.
So, what was it?
Oh, plus you have Billy asking for biscuits, and then the mom has a full-on little tantrum because she can't afford biscuits.
Which are cookies, by the way.
Yeah, I know. The first time I saw it, he said biscuits, and I kind of pictured those like really,
Like the little muffins? Or
yeah,
what are you talking
the really soft biscuits.
about? Like the croissant bread?
Okay, so we went to Burger King in the morning, and I ordered
This
a
is important.
croissant.
This is important
Yeah,
for the
this is
podcast.
important, Carlos. I don't know why you're laughing.
I'm laughing because it's funny.
So we went to Burger King, not sponsored, but would like to be, with a bunch
Honestly.
of croissants. Anyways,
King, hook it up with the croissants, man.
I went to Burger
Croissant witch.
King,
They're called
and
croissant witches.
yeah, croissant witch, and I ordered for the two sausage ones, and they gave me a biscuit one, and I didn't want that one. It was still good, but I didn't ask for that.
Who eats a cookie for breakfast? No, the real biscuits over here.
Yeah,
We have the real biscuits.
I just
What do
wanted
they
a
call-
croissant, dude.
What do they call a biscuit in England? A cookie?
No, I'm pretty sure it's just the little
Funny bread.
a cute bread.
I don't know.
Fluffy bread.
A fluffy bread.
Something bread, I'm sure, dude.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Ladies and
American
gentlemen,
biscuit.
ladies and gentlemen, if you know the name before we find it on Google, you get half a spook.
Because that's spooky shit.
What are
That's spooky shit, dude. How the fuck? am I
How the fuck are they going to listen to this? Find it before we even upload it. What the fuck?
Dude,
what
it
are
could happen, bro.
biscuits
I believe it.
called?
I'm pretty sure there's already a comment on the
In
video that we
England.
don't have.
Look,
yet.
we're not the only ones searching. Oh, scones. They're scones.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is called a scone. We're gonna take away half a spook.
Wait. This pushes another question. What do they call a scone?
And that's true because we have
Because
scones
we have
here.
scones.
We have scones.
Oh my god. Damn, put the half spook back on the meter. It's just getting spookier
This is
by
a
the
rabbit hole that I
If
wasn't
I
ready to
figure
go
it
down.
out, it's just like
Going down a rabbit hole I did not expect to in this episode.
It's going. It's going quickly.
scone.
It's just scone.
It's just a scone.
But if I go over there
Those
and have
lazy
scone and they give me a
motherfuckers.
fucking biscuit,
Scone. These are the crumbly cakes that British people call scones, which you eat with butter, jam, sometimes clotted cream,
they probably
and
just
always a cup of tea.
probably just call them
Sounds
bread.
good.
I don't know. Because that doesn't sound like a biscuit that we get like at Popeyes or
Yeah,
KFC.
dude.
Yeah, because the scones I'm picturing are always like
They're,
shaped like
Like a V, no?
like
they're
a triangle.
like
Yeah,
soft bread.
yeah.
It's like a soft bread kind of thing.
We should just start calling biscuits scones and learn their
Just add
vocabulary.
half a spook, honestly, at this point, because I'm freaked the fuck out.
I'm taking away a spook at this point.
I mean, we
No.
already took one away and we put it back. Let's
No,
just
we're
keep
at
it as
two-
it is.
We're at 2 spooks.
We're at 2 solid spooks, ladies and
2
gentlemen.
solid spooks. So we're going to continue the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Back to it, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, sorry.
Pushing past the scone discussion.
Okay, so we're following Billy throughout the upstairs of the house, and you have the mom Peggy coming up the stairs. Oh no, it was Johnny. Sorry. And then Peggy comes up the stairs, goes with Billy, and she's like, "Look, surprise!" And she has biscuits. And then he's like, "I thought we didn't have any money." And she was like, "Nah, I can get rid of cigarettes. It's fine."
I just want to point out that she's giving him the cookies in his little tent in the hallway that he
Yeah.
set up with like a little. It's like a fort.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically what he did is a light fixture. They have basically is holding with a little rope. It goes all the way down to like eye level for a child, I guess. And basically they just tied a little blanket around it, and that's it. I mean, because honestly, we're getting the point of view that the house kind of looks torn down, so
A
we're
little,
assuming
yeah.
they're a little bit on the poverty side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say turned down. I feel like there's better. It's run down.
Yeah, the house is run down.
Because turned down would imply like holes and shit.
Maybe they
Like,
call it run down in England.
In England, yeah, Carlos.
you know they call it torn down.
That's
Torn
true.
down. Ah.
Anyways, talking about the tent, me and my brother have done that before. We've built a fort,
fort.
and it took forever for it to stay up there. I don't know how these people did it, but
Yeah,
Well, they had set design make it for them. So.
obviously.
that's true. By the way, I do want to point out as Lety was introducing the house and how it was going. It's actually a one shot. It looks like it's a one shot thing,
Yeah,
and it's a very nice. It's a very nice shot throughout the whole fucking.
Just
second
like the
floor.
first movie, they also did like a first
Yeah, they
shot.
did a shot as the whole house.
establishing a shot for the house.
Mm-hmm.
After the kitchen scene, we get a one shot from Johnny and Billy's room.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
get a shot
Well,
from
it's
their
they
room.
share the room. Johnny and Billy share the room. So you have Johnny exiting the room
Into the hallway.
into
Camera
the
following
hallway,
him.
and then you see Peggy walking up the stairs and going into the tent to give Billy the biscuits.
Then
And
after that, the camera just picks up and it goes into a little window that's on top of the older girl's room.
And
No,
this is
it's the
probably where-
mom's room. Isn't it the mom's room?
I think it may be. The
Oh no,
mom's
yeah,
room.
it's the mom's
the
room.
mom's
You're
room.
right.
I want to point out that this could be the spot where they did cut the
Yeah.
actual film,
Yeah, yeah.
but it still looks like it's one shot, so it looks good.
You did a good fucking job, ladies and gentlemen. James Wan, shit.
Even though this might be two different sets, they made it really look like it is one house. Really small, because it's able to pan around in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Even
I
less,
think,
probably.
yeah, dude, I think the 2 minutes is too much.
Yeah, probably too much.
Alright, cool.
Okay.
Let's continue on.
You have Margaret getting some laundry, exiting the room,
The camera follows her.
and you get to go into the other room, which is Janet's and Margaret's room.
So we've seen the 3 rooms that they have upstairs now. And you just see Janet sitting on her bed, back to the door. Margaret comes up to her, sees that she's playing with a little homemade Ouija board.
Yeah.
Talk about how they were playing with it in school.
Yeah, that her and Camila, which is the girl that was smoking the
actual
cigarette.
smoker.
That they made this. They created this.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, it works. It really works." And so she gets her sister to put her hands on it too, and they're like, "Oh, just ask you a question." Margaret asks, "Are there any spirits communicating with us?" Nothing.
No sound, no movement. Ouija board's perfectly still.
Janet sighs.
closes her eyes, like she's really believing in this, like, oh, maybe if I do this, it'll work. And then she says, is Dad ever coming home?
Nothing. And again, are there any spirits trying to communicate? Nothing.
And you have Janet really, like, focusing, and you have Margaret kind of looking at the board and looking back at her sister with, I bet, like, a little bit of concern, because, I mean, she's... Later on, we find out that Janet was the one that was closer to her dad.
Yeah.
And it looks like the dad recently left.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So, Margaret says, "Don't worry about it. It's just a stupid game." Just gets off the bed, walks away. And we kind of get a moment here where I expected the Ouija board to move.
Like to move on its own.
While the girls weren't paying attention, right? But no, instead, Janet just picks it up, puts it under her bed. We get a long shot looking at it, and then the covers from the bed cover it, so you don't get to see it again. But we know that it's under the bed.
Yeah, we know that it's definitely there with the cursor still on top of it.
Yeah. She didn't close it the way that it was supposed to be closed.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're supposed to, if you actually use a Ouija board, you're supposed to actually welcome the spirits or whatever. And when you're done, you're supposed to have them say goodbye and have them go to, okay, goodbye. That's it. End of session. It's supposed to be closing the portal between our world and their world.
Interesting. So we get a shot where we see everyone in the house is now asleep. It's dead of night, completely dark. Everyone's solid asleep, right?
Mm-hmm.
We hear a whistling, kind of a moaning, and we get a close-up on Janet's bed now. And we get a real close-up shot on her as she's sleeping. She's kind of tossing in bed, and then the camera pans back out, and she's in a completely different room of the house.
Talk about cuts, man. Like, that was perfect.
Yeah.
It was a good shot.
Yeah, you could say it was one full shot and just randomly appear somewhere else. That's fucking crazy. I wonder how that was done.
I mean, obviously editing, but
Yeah,
I mean, they edited it really well.
Yeah.
Like, they actually pay the editors.
Well, I think you pay the editors and the cinematographers. They both did a good job.
Yeah, everyone needs to get some fucking money, apparently.
So the girl, she's up now, she's awake, and she's kind of like dumbfounded, like, what the fuck is going on? Right?
Yeah, because she's downstairs in the living room now.
Yeah.
And now we get the scene cuts to back to the girl's room. Margaret sleeping in bed, kind of tossing a little bit. Then the door's pounding.
Dun, dun,
Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And Margaret's awake now. She's like, oh, what the fuck? And she goes up to the door. She doesn't actually say fuck, but...
Yeah, but I would be saying that. So she opens the door, like Carlos mentioned. She kind of looks down the hall. There's no one there. And then, I don't know where her sister comes in and she's walking down the hall. She's like, oh, why are you pounding on the door? Oh, I'm not.
In a British accent. Just imagine a British accent.
Would you consider that a spook? That scene?
No, none of that was spooky.
Right?
Personally,
Okay.
no.
I think it was only spooky because of the
pounding?
sound. Yeah, the pounding, because it comes out of nowhere. But it's not like a...
I think it's spooky because we know that it's not the sister, but they don't fucking know that. You know what I mean?
I want my side to be audible. I'm giving it a quarter spook.
So
Okay.
you got a point. We got a
0.25
2.25 right now, ladies and gentlemen. The
A
spook meter.
quarter spook? Is that what you said?
I'm giving it a
quarter
quarter
spook.
spook.
Makes
Damn,
sense, dude. There was no one spooked in the
no
scene.
spook.
There's no
no
one
spook.
spooked in the scene.
No one was spooked in the scene.
Yeah, I
You
get
don't
it.
find... You don't think
they
it
were
deserves
frustrated.
at least a 0.5? This girl
They were
wakes up...
frustrated. They were not
This girl
scared.
wakes up in the living room. You don't think that's fucking scary? She thinks it's
She thinks she's
sleepwalking.
sleepwalking.
But that's fucking scary. You don't think it's at least 0.5?
Next time, maybe you should take care of the spook counter.
Damn. What
Yeah,
the
we'll switch the
fuck?
spook counters. We'll switch spook counters later on because I do like the spook counter now.
So we're at 2.
We're
0.25.
2.25.
I think it's a 0.5.
Ladies
In the
and
in the
gentlemen,
in the thing, I'm gonna put 0.5.
Fine. You know what? You know what? Compromise. 0.333333333333333.
No.
Sure. That is-
Repeating, of course.
the,
Infinite.
ladies and gentlemen, leave a comment down below. See if you think that's a 0.25 or a 0.50 spook.
I think it's 0.50. Team Lety. versus Team Carlos.
Team Lety versus Team Carlos. Here we go. Leave your comments down below.
2.3333.
Okay.
We're being saying agree to disagree at the moment. Leave a comment down below, ladies and gentlemen.
So then scene cuts and it's Peggy talking to her neighbor. I forgot her name.
Must have been her neighbor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
it is
it's
her
the
neighbor,
neighbor,
but I
and
don't know her name. Maybe we continue watching the scene. We'll get the name.
We'll get the name. But Peggy's talking to her about how she doesn't know what to do with Janet. She was smoking a cigarette. It bothers me. She doesn't listen to me anymore. And then the neighbor's like, it's just a phase.
Like, come on, you can't pretend that we didn't do that in school.
And then this is where she mentions that Janet was the one that she was really close with her father.
I want to point out that I messed up, and the neighbor is Peggy. I don't know the mother's name.
Oh, really?
Oh, what?
I thought they were both.
Are they both Peggy?
Maybe they might be both Peggy.
What?
Because,
no
dude,
way.
in the subtitles it says Peggy N. I was wondering why it said Peggy N.
They're both fucking Peggy. Is every mother in England Peggy?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're British, please leave a comment down below and let me know what your mother's name is.
Or if you are a mother named Peggy.
Is your neighbor named Peggy?
Is your neighbor named Peggy?
Is your neighbor named Peggy also?
Oh, no.
Okay, so they're washing clothes and looks like the basement of the little complex.
Which looked completely fucked up, dude. It was completely flooded. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't.
How is this being allowed to happen, dude? That's fucking dangerous shit.
She doesn't have money to get it drained.
Who knows?
Get a fucking bucket, dude. Start throwing that shit out.
Who knows what kind of building restrictions are over there? Apparently they don't take care of the.
And it's 1977.
Regulations. But anyways, they're washing clothes, and mommy Peggy turns on the machine, and it sprays water into her fucking face.
The fucking pipe that's connected to the washer or to the laundry, whatever, just starts fucking
I'm gonna look
bursting
at the cast, because now I'm wondering.
We need to know who's Peggy and who's not.
We need to be sure that they're both Peggy's, or that they aren't Peggy's.
Okay, Peggy Hodgson. Okay. I'm just gonna say Peggy H is the mom.
They're both Peggy.
And then Peggy N.
They're really both fucking Peggy. Oh my fucking god.
Oh my god, Conjuring 2, you've done it again. That's a 0.5 spook, dude.
Yeah.
Moving on.
So then scene cuts. I mean, the water sprays all over the place, and scene cuts, and it's Ed and Lorraine Warren in this.
What was the name of the show, Carlos?
Becky Rivers?
You gave it a name, didn't you?
Becky Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Becky Rivers. They're being interviewed. And they have
about their recent experience at Amityville Hauntings. Yeah. And we have someone else here. We have a skeptic. Letting them know, it's like, okay, well, it's completely been proven that it's been faked. And the whole family actually did it. He's like, whoa, that's not true. Ed just cuts him off. Let me see. It's very easy to sit on the outside and pick apart their story. But it's something very different when you've actually been there, experienced it for yourself. The other guy laughs. It's like, I don't need to go to the moon to let you know that it's made out of cheese. What I think is ironic is that this man is fat. And he's talking about the moon being made out of cheese.
I want to say, of course, they get a fat, balding man with a mustache and glasses to be the skeptic.
Bastards.
Maybe that's how they all dress back then.
And at this point, we get a back and forth between Ed Warren and this gentleman. Like, they're just arguing with each other, and the scene kind of ends with Ed Warren. It's kind of a small threat. Like, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do about it? And the whole crowd, oh, wow, oh, my God. Talking about how the whole media is very involved in this fucking case with the Amityville. Again, bringing it up. Yeah, it's completely invested. I completely understand. Ed's super frustrated. He's like, oh, every time we go into the show is to inform these people, but we get some ass, and then Lorraine cuts him off.
Yeah.
He's like, Ed, come on. He's like, okay, we get this academic, and we get this academics. And he's like, Ed, you need to come. Yeah, I know, count of 10. It kind of shows, again, their chemistry, how great they are.
Yeah.
And how she's always trying to calm him down, because apparently this is something that they go through a lot. Again, a world full of skeptics, apparently.
I'm going to say first scene that I think could have been cut from the movie.
I think not completely cut. It's because it's necessary to see why the church didn't want to be involved. Like, we get to see later on.
You're right.
That they didn't want to be involved because they didn't want to be part of the media and being
anything related to close to a hoax.
a hoax.
I'm gonna say possibly that scene could have also been cut.
Possibly cut.
Okay.
Not in the spook meter, but in the cut meter. We're gonna have a cut meter on the side, ladies and gentlemen.
We have too many meters at this point.
Not enough meters, dude.
Not enough meters at this point.
So scene cuts, and you have Janet and Billy
back in England.
Back in England, and they're gonna go over this toy that will help Billy with his stuttering.
It's called basically sings a little nursery rhyme.
Yeah, the Cricket Man, basically.
What do you guys call this? I think it's like a old timey projector.
It's like a tongue twister kind of toy.
Oh, you're talking about the actual.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing that's spinning. I think it's like an old timey projector kind of thing.
What's sad is that I actually didn't know the name of this.
Forgot it.
I completely forgot about it.
Doesn't matter if you know what it is in the comments
Comment down below.
You know.
Yeah, he's playing. Basically, they turn it on, it spins, and there's a light in the middle, and each little square that's inside has a little crooked man drawn, so it looks like he's kind of walking.
Yeah, since it's spinning so fast.
Yeah.
You're looking at it from only one little slit. You see the crooked man walking.
Yeah.
That's basically how it is, and it starts singing a little rhyme or a little nursery rhyme or whatever you want to call it.
There was a crooked man in
something crooked house, and then that's when Billy kind of just stutters.
And she like pauses it, and then they start from the beginning, they go over it, and then they continue where they left off.
I want to point out weird subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Because the crooked man does not look any more crooked than any other person.
He looks crooked, dude.
You think he's crooked?
Right now, we'll see. I'm telling you, he is fucking crooked.
I'm saying he's got straight arms, straight legs. If he's crooked, I understand he could be like, okay, well, whatever. Lety, cut this, please.
I'm gonna leave it in. Yeah.
After they try again, we get a view of the mom actually looking at the sister helping him out, which we get is a super cute scene, dude. Like the sister's actually helping him out, trying to get something that's actually he's struggling with. So okay, cool. He actually powers through it. He finishes the nursery rhyme. She's all happy, and she's like, "Oh, good job. Here's a treat." Like he was
like, have a biscuit.
Now you can have all the biscuits because the mom's not smoking anymore, guys. It's too expensive to smoke.
Peggy walks in, she claps, she tells him that what a good job, kisses Janet on the forehead. Janet leaves the room, and then Peggy mentions to Billy that to not finish them because he will get thirsty in the middle of the night.
He's basically gonna get fucking dry mouth. It's just gonna be too much fucking bread, dude.
Do not finish those cookies. You leave them on your nightstand to get stale.
Dude, I was about to say that. I was like, if you're worried about him finishing them, then just put 2 in the plate and that's it. Why are you gonna like tease him with more cookies on the plate?
Maybe it comes like 4 cookies in the fucking thing.
And you're gonna pour them out, all of them in the plate?
Maybe that's what England people do.
The
just waste stuff.
The mother's obviously not thinking straight because she needs a cigarette.
Yeah, dude, because she's fucking losing it, dude. She needs a fucking cigarette. She's having withdrawals, so she's just throwing biscuits all over the place.
You hear munching on this biscuit sounds. Now it's a dark fucking night. We get a cut. Empty plate. No biscuits on the plate. Camera pans over to Billy. Smacking his lips while he sleeps.
Bastard.
Dry ass fucking mouth.
Like one of those Popeyes biscuits. Fucking, you're almost choking on that shit. I don't want to be sponsored by fucking Popeyes with them dry ass biscuits.
I like the biscuits from Church's. Those biscuits are really good.
I don't like any biscuits unless they're
cookies.
Don't?
Oh,
unless they're cookies.
Sorry.
So Billy, being a cotton mouth motherfucker that he is, goes downstairs, goes to the kitchen, gets a little cup, and without even turning on any lights, he gets himself a glass of water. And he drinks it over the sink. What the fuck? Who does this? Madmen.
I would have turned on all the lights, just saying.
Fucking British.
I still do this. I have to turn on the lights.
I need to turn on a light. I don't know about all the lights.
Well, I mean, from my room to the kitchen, it's just one light, so.
Depends how dark it is, honestly. Because if it's nighttime, your eyes are probably adjusted to the night light. Right now, it just looks dark as fuck because it's a fucking movie, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to scare us. But you're not getting a spook from me yet. And now we cut back to the girls' room. Who, looks like Margaret being woken up by Janet talking in her sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking in 2 voices. Janet says, no. And she's kind of turning around in her sleep. please. It looks like she's kind of struggling in her sleep.
Janet, wake up. Her sister comes up.
And Margaret's just like, oh, finally, get some fucking sleep. I gotta wake up in the morning. And Janet, in a man's voice, it's my house. Normal voice, no, it's not. Go away. Who are you? What are you doing here? Playing a game with Billy, in the man's voice. You leave Billy alone. Margaret, who are you talking to? And Janet's still just talking to the voice. Can you go away? And you need to stop, or I'll...
You're trespassing, and then the guy's like, no, you're the one that's trespassing.
It's like, oh, I'll tell mom. It's like, I will break her neck. Spooky stuff. Jesus. So I'll be willing to give that a half spook.
That's a half spook, dude.
So we are at...
We're at
2.83333333333333.
Cool.
So Margaret actually gets up, goes to her sister's bed, calms her down a bit, it looks like.
Yeah, you're the oldest and you're just trying to chill the fuck out, take a nap, and fucking just getting woken up in the middle of the night, dude.
Mm-hmm. That's spooky stuff. I mean, that's not... I'm assuming she's never heard her sister talk in that voice. So she walks away. She's like, oh, finally, she'll go back to sleep. With her back towards her sister, she's going to sleep. And then Janet yells, stay away from Billy. Leave us alone.
You don't even hear her get up, by the way. You don't even hear her get up, uncover herself or anything. She just appears next to Margaret's bed, yelling, stay away from Billy.
And whispering, this is my house.
From behind Margaret.
This whispering doesn't come from Janet, though. It comes from behind Margaret. It comes from behind Margaret. And Margaret just kind of freaks out, turns on her nightlight, which is right behind her. And there's nothing but posters on the wall. Looks back at Janet, her sister, and she's just walking back to the bed like nothing happened, just crashes out.
She's in a sleep trance, right?
Yeah. She's about to turn off the nightlight, and she's like, wait, did this really just fucking happen? Far Side of the Moon podcast deserves at least a point 22. Spook.
22? What the fuck? No, I'm not messing with that.
And it goes back to Billy. Billy's walking up the stairs after drinking his water.
I want to point out that Margaret left the light on.
Yeah. She was like, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck sleeping in the dark after that. Dude.
So Billy going back up the stairs.
Bumps into a toy fire truck. Turns it off. And then pushes it into his tent.
If you know what a fire truck is in English, let us know in the comments down below.
Not sure. I think they do have a different name.
So he kicks it into his tent, goes back to his room, and you can hear the truck still going off, even though we're sure he turned it off, right?
Yeah.
And he seems kind of weirded out by it, looks back into his tent, doesn't hear it again. And then before climbing back into bed, it looks like he's a little hesitant, looks back at the tent, like he's looking at something.
I really like the camera there. Like, it does the movement of Billy, but at the end, it just stays looking at the tent.
Even when Billy looks like he's going back to bed.
Mm-hmm.
But before it cuts away, Billy comes back, looks down the hallway for the third time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, fuck it. And he goes back to bed. And then...
Yeah, dude, he's super comfortable in his jammies, ready to go to sleep. Boom, siren wailing. You see the little truck coming in, lights going, flashing. This is where he's freaking out.
Yeah, he's getting right to his room.
Yeah, right into his room after he checked 3 different fucking times, and there is no way he could have gotten there without making a noise.
Across the whole hallway.
Yeah.
I want to say that this is probably like 15 feet.
Yeah, 15 feet, easy.
And then at this point, it did like a little sound. It was like, dun, or something like that. But Carlos said during the movie that it was a little, like there was no need for the sound. I just want to say, I like the sound. But only because, sorry Carlos. But only because when I get goosebumps, I feel like the sound kind of showed the way I feel. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But that's it. That's just my point of view.
I don't know how the sound can show anything, but...
I don't know. Like, you know how when you see a movie or like, and it's all staticky, but then you hit yourself in a bone, like a specific bone, and then you feel like that static?
Like funny bone?
Like a funny bone kind of deal?
Yeah, I guess. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, you hit a nerve.
Okay, yeah. That's
so
exactly
the
the
sound hit a nerve for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the sound expresses the feeling that you got in audio.
Yes. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Billy picks up the little fire truck, turns it off. He's looking at his little tent from afar. Starts walking towards it slowly, concerned look in his fucking face.
And keeps complete walking. Darkness.
Yeah, dude, you're right. Complete fucking darkness. I think he actually tried to turn on one of the lights and it didn't work. He's still walking towards it. Step, nothing, no sound, no one. Gets down on his knees. He's already in front of the tent at this point.
And he pushes the truck back in.
Yeah, he kind of guided. He's like making sure that it goes in there. Pushes it. And then we hear a man scream.
Well, it gets pushed back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truck gets pushed back out again, and you hear a man scream, and that is a full spook right there for me.
Yeah, that is a full spook, ladies and gentlemen. We're at a 3.8 some bullshit right now.
That's exactly right.
Runs into the room.
Yeah.
Mom, there's a man in my room, or there's a man in the fucking house. There's someone in my tent, freaking the fuck out. And Mom's like, what?
She puts on her nightgown, walks out to the hallway, turns on the light.
By the way, I don't have a nightgown. Everyone in fucking movies have nightgowns.
I want one.
The mom gets down and she looks at the tent, and there's no one there. Nothing there. She opens it, and then they hear kind of like creaking downstairs. They hear something downstairs. The mom's like, okay, go to your room. Like, shit just got serious.
He closes his door.
He closed his fucking door.
Like, fuck his mom.
Fuck his mom, dude. I'm dealing with that shit right now.
So Peggy starts going down the stairs. Darkness downstairs.
Yeah, she's creeping down them stairs, dude. Creaking continues. Then we get a camera angle of the couch that's downstairs in the corner. It's going back and forth on its own. The mom takes another step forward, turns on the light, and it's actually Janet. She's rocking back and forth in that old chair.
And she's like, "Oh, you nearly gave me a heart attack."
Good quote.
I try.
It's a good spook right there.
It's like, "Oh, I think I've been sleepwalking again," from the mom.
Yeah.
You're burning up. Come on.
Yeah, the mother at this point checks the girl's forehead. Apparently, she's sick.
Yeah.
I think you better stay home from school tomorrow. Nice. That's what everyone wanted to hear, honestly. As they leave, we get the chair kind of...
It's still rocking.
It's still rocking because it stopped. But as soon as they walked out of the room, again, the chair starts rocking.
No spook meter right there. Nothing for me.
It's just creepy.
Yeah.
We need a creepy meter.
Too many meters.
Then we need a creep meter. We need a cut meter. We already have a spook meter. Going all right.
Need a not sponsored but would like to be meter.
Definitely need that fucking meter right there.
So now we it's a pretty cool cut to the next morning, where you just hear rain as you see the chair rocking. The camera pans over and it's light outside now.
It's already day
with rain.
And obviously, since she stayed home from school, she's alone at the house. She's just watching TV.
And who didn't love this as a kid? Just staying home, watching daytime TV, not being interested in any of the shows, but just being like, "Oh yeah, this is my life right now."
Yeah, there's kids at school in class. Haha, I'm not there.
I'm watching The Price is
Was
Right.
I the only one that I would look at the time and be like, "Oh, at this time I would be in math, and this time I would be in lunch."
Yeah, dude. It's like, oh, this time I'd be in lunch. I'm gonna go get a sandwich right now. I'm gonna go get a sandwich.
Well, I'm sure Janet is thinking, "Oh, at this time I would be in British math, and I would be in British lunch."
That's true, dude. That's true. Eating some fucking biscuits at school.
No, they'd be eating scones.
Oh, dude, you're throwing me off right now. Where's the throw off meter?
So Janet's just watching TV, enjoying her fucking life, a smile on her face, and the
camera,
channel changes.
It changes by itself, and she's kind of like, what the fuck?
And she gets the remote, and she's like, "Okay,
she gets the clicker.
The clicker, yeah, the clicker.
Sorry. My girl Janet, she picks up the clicker.
Dude, this fucking remote or clicker that she's picking up is a whole fucking cinder block.
Yeah.
This thing is huge, dude. This thing is fucking huge.
Like, I imagine that's like you guys ever see those military ration bars?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine something like that. Like, it's a whole fucking giant bar. That's a meal right there. And so she picks it up, she changes channel back. Okay, enjoying your life again. Changes again. Without clicking anything, the channel changes. She turns back to the remote. It's gone.
It changes back, by the way, to the same fucking channel. It's the Queen.
The Queen, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Some kind of coordination or some.
Yeah, something's happening. It's a royal event. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know. I'm not fucking British, so.
Me neither. I wouldn't know, but I know who the Queen is.
Princess Diane was beautiful.
Princess
Yes.
Diane was
Lady
beautiful, actually.
And I want to point out that we did get to see a little picture of her hanging in the girls' room.
Yeah. Royal family. I hope we get sponsored by you.
So we're probably not going to be sponsored. No. They did not like Princess Di.
Lady D. I mean, Prince Philip did.
Did he? Or did he say that he did?
There's letters between them.
Oh, more reason for... I'm not even saying.
Yeah, let's not get into that subject.
They were like friends, not like a creepy letters we did.
That's not what I was.
If you have Princess Di conspiracy theories, let us know in the comments down below.
We need a conspiracy meter. And at this point, the camera switches again, like we said, like the TV switches again. And now she can't find the remote. The remote that was literally not
Next to
even a
her.
fucking step away from her.
Yeah, she
fucking
right
lost it.
her.
Yeah, and apparently she fucking lost it now.
Yeah, she like checks under the couch just in case it fell. At that point, the phone starts ringing and she walks towards it.
In another room, by the way.
Yeah, it's in. Yeah.
Well, it's in the hallway.
Yeah, it's outside the room, but it's not like you need to walk through a door. It's a more of a doorway,
It's a
but
doorway.
not a door.
It's a door without a door. And
I want to point that out for reasons.
Yeah,
But-
she's like, hello?
Yeah, she's talking to her mom.
Yeah,
No.
hello? Oh, hi, Mom. It was kind of implied, like, we were like, oh, shit, maybe we're going to get a voice on the fucking telephone. I
Yeah,
felt
that's what
that.
I
I
thought.
gave that vibe,
Yeah.
right? This scene gives me that vibe where we're going to expect, like, 7 days or some bullshit like that. Like, we're going to get some bullshit like that. It's my house.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something funny with it.
My house. In the middle of my house.
I hope that gets picked up well. So Janet is just looking into the room that she was in while on the phone with her mom, just chit-chatting. Like, oh yeah, I made sure to eat, whatever, Mom, I'm British.
Yeah.
And she looks at the chair next to the doorway.
Yeah, that's the same chair that she was found in the middle of the night rocking.
Yeah.
The rocking
The
big
one in
leather,
the corner, yeah.
big leather, old leather chair.
Yeah.
You know it's old leather because of the way
It's
that
worn
leather,
the fuck out.
yeah, the way that leather ages and wears down, it like basically loses itself. It just becomes a different fabric at that point.
Yeah.
And she looks down at it, and there is the remote.
The remote's there, dude. Placed right in the middle. That bitch was. There's no fucking way that it could have gone in there.
Personally, if I'm her, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really fucking sick.
At that point,
It's like I'm changing the channel without realizing I'm moving the remote across the fucking room.
like, Mom, there's something wrong. I need you to come back to the house,
Yeah, I
please.
should not be standing up to answer the phone. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I
I'm gonna
shouldn't
be out-
even be making myself a sandwich.
Yeah, she'll be on. Next thing you know, she'll be in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
With the clicker.
With the clicker.
With the clicker, she's trying to change the world, dude.
It's a different movie at that point.
Yeah. Adam Sandler, dude.
Yeah.
At this point, she's fucking Adam Sandler and Click. Back to the movie.
Funny movie. Click. If you want us to do Click, let us know in the comments down below. We need a comments down below.
We need a comments down below meter, actually. But how will we make that meter if we're not seeing the comments because we're in the middle of making the content?
Let us know in the comments down below.
Give us some options on how to do this.
The comments meter will be the I guess the number next to the comments.
There you go. The meter's already there on YouTube. Thank you. Not sponsored by YouTube, but would like to be.
Technically, we're working for YouTube.
That's
Technically.
right. So, back to the movie here. She hangs up with the mom. She walks back into the actual living room. She's standing right in front of the couch, and she kind of gets it really quick, kind of scared, and she's looking at it.
Yeah,
walking
she
away
like
from
walks in, but she like turns back to like at the couch.
Yeah, it's not
Well, she's
comfortable.
looking
She
at the
doesn't
whole
feel
room.
comfortable.
Yeah, she's looking around the room, thinking that there's something there.
She keeps looking at the couch, dude. Like, she knows she's getting a fucking, I guess, a feeling.
I guess
of
it's yeah,
uncomfortableness,
she is because
uneasiness.
she's been waking up there, and now that happened, and the clicker's on that like that same chair, so she's just
freaking the fuck out, dude. That's it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Feeling that there's an apex predator around.
Has anyone seen Godzilla vs. King Kong? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah.
At this point, the TV turns to static.
Yeah.
I think we thunder kicks in and it just kind of.
Yeah,
Dies out,
it's
right?
definitely it's. We already said it was raining outside. It could just be the rain, right? I wouldn't be scared of that, right? This is a negative spook at this point. Because TV's fucking up. I'm mad. I'm not spooked. And so she goes up to the TV. She's messing with the little antennas, little baby bunny rabbit antennas.
Yeah.
And she starts slapping the TV, and it kind of looks like it's gonna go into picture. Nothing happens, and then we hear a clattering, and she looks to the other side of the room where the chair is. The remote falls in front of the chair, in the exact same spot where she's been
because in the reflection of the TV, you see the old man.
Yeah.
I missed that right here.
Yeah, there was an old man holding it, and then she like turns back, and you just see the remote. I mean, the clicker fall.
Yeah. But what I did know is, hard to miss right here.
Yeah.
Where she's looking at the couch, you see the old man's face coming to right between her and the TV. This is my house.
Loud, dude. Yeah. Fucking loud. Is that a spook?
Full spook.
I think so,
ladies and gentlemen, we're at a full 4 right now.
We're almost at a full 4.
We're almost at a 4.
We're almost at a 5.
We're almost at a 5, dude. We're a 4.833 infinity.
If you don't want to do the point, it is 4 with 5/6.
Jesus Christ. We're at a 4, 5, 6 right now, ladies and gentlemen.
5/6, yeah. That's a ratio right there.
Shit. We need a ratio meter. That would be cool.
Oh my god.
We need a meter at this point. My fucking god. What is wrong with us? Jesus, we take a week off and now we're fucking whatever.
It's a whole meter, dude.
We cut away back to America, where we've got the Warrens.
The land of the free, yeah.
Where it looks like Lorraine's just waking up. She goes into the living room and she's like, "Oh, well, what are you doing, honey?" Or blah blah. Really, I don't care about the dialogue, but what's going on here? He's saying that he had a dream and he had to put it into a painting.
At this point, I would like to start pointing out that after this image is where we start getting a couple things that we mentioned during the movie that you missed out on, Carlos.
I think. Okay, let's finish. So she like goes and stands next to him, and he's painting the nun, and she's kind of like, and I think the phone rings or something like that. That she decides to go into the kitchen, and this is where there's a little.
The little Easter egg.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Easter eggs.
So here we go.
Well, first, I just want to point out the picture of this nun. It's a beautiful fucking painting that Edward made right here.
Yeah.
I had no idea he had the artistic power.
I don't know about beautiful. This shit's fucking full spook right now, dude. This shit's fucking scary.
I just mean that it's
very well done.
It's well done.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like it really does capture that scary image of the nun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the black lips, pale white face, darkness around her eyes. Terrifying stuff. And she's a nun. Now, it's Lorraine going up to the kitchen.
Right here in this image right here. She's pouring the tea.
Okay, pause
and in the background of that, this is being thrown out throughout the movie. It's thrown out subliminally, I guess. We get a VALAK behind her, which we all know later on in the movie, that is the name of the demon. Mm-hmm. It comes out hidden in a couple scenes.
And it's only when they're in America, and it's only when they're in America.
I don't feel any better for knowing this. I feel worse, actually.
Really? Why?
I don't feel like this is actually like leaving breadcrumbs to like a payoff. I feel like it's like, and I guess I could talk about it when we get to that scene,
mm-hmm.
Right?
But I just feel like it doesn't feel like a payoff at the end when she gets the name.
It's just like a little Easter egg, dude.
Yeah, I think it's just for fun. No,
yeah, because they never bring it up. They're never like, oh my god. And then when she's having a fucking realization of what her name is, they're not flashing back to every fucking scene and showing the name everywhere, hidden throughout the fucking house.
But
I feel
did you guys notice this, or did you look it up?
No.
When the movie came out, there was an article, and I read it in an article, and then YouTubers started making videos on it.
That's content right there.
Yeah, because it's fucking content, mm-hmm. dude. And eventually we started just seeing it throughout. Hint, hint. She's drinking tea. They're going to go to Great Britain.
Oh my god, the Easter eggs.
Easter eggs. And then once you get the camera angle from
There you go.
Oh yeah, another one right there.
Yeah, we get the camera angle behind
Ed. Or
Lorraine pointing
the
towards
cam.
Ed, and
Yeah.
on that side as well, we got the name in the background.
It looks like it's all over their house. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
That's spooky.
It's all of it.
Yeah, because
we
it's
getting
not
a
just
spook?
this
We getting a
scene.
spook, Carlos?
I'm willing to at this point put a 1/6 of a spook. Putting us at a full 5.
Full
Okay.
5. I like it. We're back to actual numbers without points and fractions and shit.
Thanks.
It's just seeing Valak once. I was like, oh, whatever.
No,
But
because it's not
noticing
just
another time,
once.
because you guys even told me right now, and I'm looking at the fucking scene, I wouldn't have noticed that the second time.
Let's keep going. We got more.
Yeah, there's
I know
more.
you do. I know you do.
And at this point, as she's drinking tea because they're gonna go to Great Britain, hint, hint, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess I just want to clarify why I think that's spooky at this point, because the spirit has been around them at this point. It is invested in their lives. And you could see it around their house, apparently. And they don't even see it. Like, how the fuck do you have the fucking words fucking painted?
It's scary, dude, because it's her... At this point, I'm thinking their daughter's seeing a lot of things. This demon or this entity is making the daughter do this.
Maybe.
Maybe. Those are fucking little kids' drawings, dude.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. Fucking, you know the kids didn't draw them. It was all that set design.
It's true. We're being completely real.
Well, and she's not a little kid anymore. She's more like... She looks like she's 14, 15.
I consider that a little kid.
Yeah.
Well, yes, she's underage, but she's not
I mean, she's a teen.
Yeah, she's a teenager. She's not a child.
She's whatever.
I'm
not invested enough to even comment at this point. I just want to continue the fucking movie.
At this point, we did get that scene where the last time we saw the Warrens, it was at the Amityville house, and this is as close to how as I want to be. So we get Lorraine talking to him. It's like, oh, I don't want to. Let's take a break. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, we'll do the lectures, but we'll quit the cases for a while. And he's like, what? Why? He's like, oh, what? No, just please trust me. He's like, oh, you know I do. And he's like, then they just don't ask.
Yeah,
like,
trust me right now.
Trust me right now, you know. Oh my god, I hope they're married in real life.
You know they're not.
I know they're not, but come on.
So at this point, the scene cuts where it looks like they came to that resolution where
they're not going to take cases anymore.
Take cases, and we cut back to England in the girls' room, where we have Janet using a jumping rope to tie herself to the bed.
Yeah. Poor Margaret, dude. She's wearing headphones. Like, she's like, fuck that. I don't want to hear my sister.
That's true. She is wearing headphones. That's true.
I didn't catch that.
So she ties her arm to the bed.
Yeah, so she can't sleep.
So she can't sleepwalk.
I think that's pretty fucking risky. I mean, we even see it in the next fucking scene where she's waking up, slamming her head down to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Because she tied herself to the fucking bed.
Yeah, that's fucking scary, dude. Not the whole scene, but the fact that you see her go to sleep and then you just hear, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then the scene is her coming to, and she's like fucking head first on the ground.
Yeah, like, and it's like in an angle too, like her head coming down to the ground, like at like a 13-degree angle or something. Whatever. So she's awake now. She's looking around the room.
Yeah.
She's untying her fucking knot to the bed, because why the fuck would you be tied to the bed?
Okay, she's walking towards the door. She opens it a little. She peeks outside. Opens it fully. Nothing there. And she goes, Mom?
She's walking out her room now.
Yeah, she's looking towards the bathroom. Nothing there. Johnny? Nothing there.
No brother? No, nothing.
She's walking towards the hall. She's in front of the boys' room. She's peeking towards the hall where the tent is. She moves the light switch. Lights doesn't turn on. She goes back, looks for a flashlight, turns it on, and now she's walking down the hall.
Very spooky atmosphere right now. Just pitch blackness with just one beam of light for light.
That's fucking scary, dude.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta say, shoddy electronics over here with the fucking lights.
Yeah.
Get that shit worked out.
She kinda goes towards the stairs. She points it downstairs. And she points the light downstairs while she's walking, and then she's gonna peek to the first floor, and she's gonna, cause you can kind of see the living room, and she points it towards the chair, and it starts moving. The chair that she's been waking up in starts moving.
Yeah, it starts rocking back and forth,
Yeah.
and then
Creak,
the flashlight
creak.
goes out.
She gasps. She goes back to her room.
Yeah, she's walking to her room, but she keeps looking back, and then
I know that feeling, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. We've, if you've heard our actual ghost stories videos, we actually talk about that feeling, about being, feel like you're being chased, and we're looking at it right now in a fucking.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hollywood.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
feel it, but there's nothing.
Yeah,
there.
that there's nothing there, dude.
Well, physically, nothing.
Of
there.
course.
She enters her room, closes the door, and
Slams it.
Yes, and she gets the chair next to the door and puts it under the doorknob so nothing can.
Yeah, it's
Open?
It's wedged into the
Yeah.
floor and the door. Great way to.
Stop anyone from fucking coming in,
Yeah.
basically.
So she jumps in her bed, and the chair appears next to her. She turns towards the door, and the door is wide open.
Yeah, and you could see like where someone just dropped off the chair.
Yeah.
Because she turned around and you could see the chair like balancing back and forth. Like, just let it go right next to her. I feel like that adds a little bit more to the atmosphere. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, 'cause she just missed it moving
Yeah.
towards her. Like she would have woken. She would have turned a second sooner. She would have seen a set guy moving the chair towards her.
She would have, dude.
She points the flashlight towards the door, and you can see her breathing like hyperventilating.
Yeah.
She's freaking out because she can hear footsteps. We hear footsteps.
And then
It
she
sounds
just
big, dude.
covers
It sounds
herself.
Big, whatever it is, dude.
Yeah, and it sounds
It's
big.
heavy,
Close.
heavy
It sounds
foot-
close. So
yeah.
she's got the flashlight tucked under her covers now. She's crying in her bed. Just
This
the
is
flashlight
this is
going.
the
Great child
scene.
acting, dude.
Yeah, this is the scene that I was talking about. Like, if it's someone that believes in these events, this is the scene that just made me.
You feel for her.
Yeah, she's crying, and the tears, or the tear just. Oh, dude, her tear just falls, and it's super sad.
And I had to point out during the watching this that those are probably saline tears.
Yeah, probably,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it makes me feel for her. So
But hey, if she can cry on command, good for her too.
yeah.
That's true. Props in the acting.
I know I can cry on command.
Shit.
Cry all the time.
Crying right now. We get,
Fucking Carlos. Dude.
so at this point we get the camera zooming in, right? We get the covers just completely get peeled off from on top of her, dude. And she's just crying, and it looks like she's kind of fighting something that's on top of her, you could say. But there's nothing there.
Yeah, it looks like something's attacking her.
Yeah, her sister was like, "What's wrong, Janet? What's wrong? Is it there's someone in our room?"
Yeah, and she's
Like,
holding
there's no
her
one.
shoulder.
What are you talking about? Yeah. And at this point, you see both
Both.
beds.
Yeah.
Both beds just start shaking violently.
Yeah, put some fucking hydraulics on that shit.
Yeah, dude. Both the girls go running to the rooms like, "I swear to God, it bit me. Look, Mom, there's something in her room. It bit me." And she pulls down her shirt like on the shoulder, and you could see the bite marks of someone there.
Fresh.
Yeah, dude. The mom kind of goes to the room, turns on the lights. There's nothing there. She's like, "What the hell's happening?" She starts looking in the little closet that was there on the entrance to the right side. She looks under the bed. She looks under Margaret's bed. Nothing. She looks under Janet's bed. And what do you know?
Oh,
We
and then
see the Ouija board.
And she's
She
pissed
says,
at
"Have you
this
two been
point.
playing with this? Taking turns trying to scare the wits out of me? No, I can't get any sleep. I don't want to hear any other word from you. Get back to bed, the lot of you."
At this point, the brothers are awake. They're in the doorway.
And then we get one of the giant cupboards that's there next to them
It's a dresser.
is the dresser. Just slide across the room, and this dresser looks fucking heavy, and it slams the door shut.
Yeah, slamming the boys out of the room. So you got the three girls of the house scared out of their minds at this point, right?
Yeah, because the two little girls who hug the mom, and the mom just looks like she's in shock. She's not fucking yelling.
She's not mad anymore.
Yeah,
no.
she's just looking at it and it's like, holy shit, what the fuck just happened?
At that point, if my kids are scaring me, you know what? I'm applauding my kids and giving them fucking.
Biscuits,
they
dude.
need.
Biscuits.
Well, I was gonna say whatever they need to become fucking horror movie fucking developers.
What do you
That's
think
some
about that
scary
scene?
fucking
Is
shit.
that scene not a spook? Do we not get a spook?
No,
on
I-
that's
that?
definitely giving
yeah.
that spook, dude.
That is a
That's definitely a whole spook on that scene. The scene cuts.
I would even give that a spook and a half for the whole thing leading up to that too.
Actually,
Yeah, I agree.
It
I
was fucking
agree.
scary, dude. And then we get the scene cuts, and we see the whole family running out of the fucking house. And this is where they're running to
Across
Peggy.
the street.
Peggy Ann's house.
Peggy Ann's house.
Middle of the night.
Honestly, which is right across the block. Like, open the door. It's like, I've seen it with my own with my own eyes. The bloody thing moved across the room.
And then we get the husband of Peggy Ann coming back in. It's like, check the whole place top to bottom. No one in the house.
And then we get a shot of the dog ringing some bell, and the kid's like, "Oh my god, what is that?" It's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The fucking
You
door.
just saw something.
Yeah, you just saw something paranormal, and the kid's like, "Oh my god, look, a dog."
Why is he ringing the bell?
Oh, it's just set up a scare later in the movie, boy.
And then they explain that the dog does that whenever he has to go to the restroom. He opens the door, the dog goes outside, and this is where we get the police car coming in.
The coppers.
Fucking 5-0, man. And we get a scene of the cop actually already inside the room, in the room in question, and he's kind of like, we kind of show us the rope and how it's tied to the bed. No questions about that, obviously, because they don't care about any child endangerment here.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
And then they go to the actual hall. They go to the little tent. They open it, and they see the little crooked man, little
Machine
toy.
thing, the toy, yeah.
And he's like, "Sorry, man, but there's actually no one here." He's like, "No, but I think she's making it all up."
But I don't think she's.
I don't think she's making it up anymore. He's like, "Well, look, there has to be some sort of explanation, sir. That's why we're here." And they hear rumbling. They hear
Sounds like they're coming from upstairs.
Yeah, they're coming from upstairs, where they just checked the whole fucking place. Obviously, that's why, because they're in the kitchen. They're in the first floor now.
You get the female copper coming out to the hall, just listening to the rumbling. You hear more rumbling. It's like, give me a chair from over there.
Yeah, because at this
Yeah.
point they're in the hallway, and they stepped out of the kitchen. But there's a couple steps to the right, just like that's where the hallway is, and that's when, yeah, give me the chair.
The male copper gets the chair because he's the one doing the physical labor,
Of course.
and the female cop gets on the chair. She's the lighter one, and she's putting up her ear against the wall, banging the wall, and you hear rumbling.
Like,
It's like, oh, it sounds like whatever it is coming from inside the wall.
mice, maybe?
Big ass bloody mice.
Mouse.
You can say ass.
Shit. That sounded Australian.
Oh, bloody mice, governor.
And at this point we get we get the
The chair slides from the hallway into the doorway of the kitchen.
and it slides
Slides.
into the table.
Slides back into the table like the old man goes like my fucking chair.
Yeah.
Why
My
are you
fucking
moving
chair.
it? Like,
I always sit at the head of the table. I don't know what that accent I'm doing anymore, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
so you get the cops walking out of the house. They're like, so we can't do anything about that. And then the
Fucking love
female
it.
cop pulls pulls Peggy aside, and she says, she mentions that they're really close to the priest at their church, and that maybe he can help to give him
Yeah,
a call.
I'll ask him to call you, and that's it. And we're back to the Americas.
To
You
the
can tell
colonies.
it's America because it's sunny and there's no rain.
Yeah, apparently. It's not gloomy at all. And right here we get a shot of Ed and Lorraine's Warren.
Oh, you're right.
We get a shot of Ed and Lorraine's Warren's little library that they have, and then the bracelets too, by the way. We get a little shot of Lorraine just kind of chilling on her couch, and her daughter's doing a couple bracelets. And she's spelling out the demon's name in the bracelets, by the way.
And in the bookshelf behind her, there's also the name.
It's also
Yeah.
spelled out. And this is where we get maybe a little... We get the daughter. She actually, behind the angle that's looking straight in the daughter's face, because it's just looking at her making this fucking little bracelets.
Well-
Behind her, there's...
Well, what were you gonna say? Like this, the daughter and what
Well, I was going to say that the daughter possibly might have some
connection?
Connection, just
abilities
like
kinda
Lorraine.
like Lorraine has.
I'll bring up why I'm against that at the end of the scene.
So
Okay.
we see that the camera's right at that angle, and behind her you see a shadow pass by.
Pass by behind like a shutter door.
The shutter
Yeah.
door. Her daughter looks to the side,
Disappears?
gets up. Yeah, that's right. Because
She
you don't see her
disappears
doing
because the camera pans towards Lorraine, and then Lorraine looks up,
It looks
and
like
then
she's just waking up.
And then the camera pans out, and the daughter's not there anymore.
But the shutter door is open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So she goes out that shutter door. Daughter's right there, staring down the hallway.
Like,
What's
honey,
wrong?
what's wrong?
Mom, who's that? Shaky voice.
And there's a fucking nun, dude.
Down the hallway, the fucking nun. Spooky ass fucking imagery right here. The nun fucking down the hallway. Spooky ass fucking hallway.
It's like, okay, go back.
You're just sending the fucking daughter back into the room by herself.
Yeah.
When you already know that the demon's in the house. Whatever. So now Lorraine goes down the hallway and she goes down the way that the nun looked like she went to the left. Doors kind of open a crack. And it's Edward's study. Ed's study. Eddie's study.
Like, yeah, their office, yeah.
Ed, Lorraine's study. Or, yeah, their office together, whatever. It's a whole bunch of, there's a desk and books and fucking all kinds of paranormal gadgets. I don't know. I'm done.
They're just surrounded by a bunch of fucking
Equipment.
random ass equipment that they have around the house. This looks like a fucking room where they just threw all their shit in. And she turns towards the wall and she turns on a little nightlight that they have there. What's actually a big lamp, and it's hanged there. The picture of the
nun.
Yeah, of the nun, the canvas that Ed did. It's there. It's just hanging on the wall, and you hear like choir singing now from one of the recorders that they have there on the desk, and it's really loud.
Playing on its own.
Yeah, it started playing on its own. So she starts getting close to it, turns it off. Music stops playing. The camera angle pans up, looks at Lorraine's face, and behind her you see the painting of the nun. And the lights go off. So you don't see the painting anymore. She's looking straight at where the painting was. She's getting closer. Just pure darkness. No sound.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. It's pure darkness. You could barely see it, like Lety says.
Yeah.
She's getting closer. She's starting to actually make a little bit image of the eyes. She's getting closer. Takes another step. And at this point, you could see Lorraine's fear in her eyes. Like, her eyes fucking went wide, dude.
I want to point out that this image of the nun that we're seeing shadowed in darkness is the demon, the nun. Because the picture of the nun, when it comes back on, when she turns on the light, it's completely different from what we're looking at right now in the darkness.
Yeah. Because you could see her eyes, dude. Like,
Yeah.
the
You know,
eyes look kind of green.
The first time I saw it, I kind of thought the nun's eyes were the same as Lorraine's. But
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I don't know the lore behind this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can see that the nun's there in the darkness. I mean, we can see it, but I guess it's so dark, we're supposed to know that she can barely see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we can barely see it, whatever. So she's inching closer to the nun at this point. And she goes back to the lamp. She turns on the lamp, and it's a painting again.
Yeah, and you don't see the eyes. You don't even see the eyes in the painting. You just see black.
And so she goes back to the door. It shuts in front of her. The window curtains shut.
She starts to panic. She starts pacing around the room, just looking back and forth, like, what the fuck is happening?
Window shutters, not curtains, whatever. The window shutters shut.
She hears something in the wall, in the corner of the room, opposite to where the painting is, and you can see a figure, an outline, a shadow of the nun.
Yeah.
Going through her room,
Pacing to the right.
goes across the couch. Lorraine's fucking freaking out looking at this.
Following her across the room.
Mm-hmm.
She's next to the painting,
Following it across the room. It's not a she. The demon is not a she.
following the nun all the way to the picture, and it actually aligns perfectly with the image that Ed drew.
You can see that the shadow is turning to face her.
Now what we see is scary as fuck, dude. We get the hands coming behind the portrait, holding the portrait from the back, and you see the nun just charge at her. And the portrait itself actually grows teeth and mouth, and it opens up and it looks fucking scary. It looks fucking pointy ass teeth. Lorraine kind of falls to the couple boxes that they have there in the room, and
It looks like she falls into the closet that's there, and then it's a completely different room.
Yeah, it's
she
like
gets
a
fucking
basement.
teleported. Yeah, she gets teleported basically to the, I think that's the Animalville, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a medieval
That's the
basement.
animal basement. She's like, "Who are you?" And this thing's yelling.
I just
at her.
want to point out the nun peeks out, and it's kind of like tee like it, like that's
Yeah,
how I
this little
took it.
smirk,
Like
yeah.
yeah. Okay, continue. Sorry.
And then it goes back to the library part. It goes back to that first scene before this all started, which is
what it starts cutting in between these two scenes right here, where we can see Lorraine asleep, stabbing into her Bible. Right?
Yeah.
And I was so worried for this because you could see the daughter right there next to her trying to wake up the mom.
Yeah.
And she's stabbing the fucking Bible. I'm just so worried that she's gonna hurt the daughter at that point.
Yeah. So she's stabbing the Bible, and it goes back to the Amityville basement. And the nun just smiling at her.
Tell me your name.
Yeah, just tell me your name. Tell me your name. And the thing's just smiling at her, and they're pointing teeth, and it just looks fucking scary.
And then it raises its left hand.
Yeah, it raises the left hand, points again to that same area where in the first scene in this basement it opens up.
Yeah.
And now we get to see the actual image, the silhouette. It's actually Ed. And he's
Ed, like he's got kind of a dirty face.
Yeah.
It's like kind of dirt or burns or something on his face.
Yeah, and he says, "I'm sorry, Lorraine."
And then screams.
And gets fucking stabbed through the back. Fucking giant, like, spear-looking thing.
Yeah.
It looked like tendrils. To me, it looked like a fucking, like, monster stabbing him.
Yeah.
Right? From behind. So it's so fucking scary. And at that moment, Lorraine wakes up. Daughter right next to her is like, "Oh, you're okay, Mom?" Whatever. And she hugs her daughter. Lorraine says that she's fine, but she's not fine. She's not okay.
He's like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Damn, are you? Are you? You're freaking the fuck out stabbing the Bible."
Yeah, she's looking at her Bible and doesn't really look into it too well.
Yeah.
Cutting back to England, you could tell it's England because of the stormy fucking clouds overhead.
Yeah.
Apparently shitty ass weather over there in England.
It's always gray, apparently. I love it, but...
Yeah, I would say it's good weather.
A beautiful day.
But...
Yeah, it's a beautiful day because we're so used to
the fucking sun. Ugh.
Give me some gloomy weather any day.
Please.
No spooks, though. Oh, by the way, we're at 7.5.
Okay, good.
So you counted that one?
You counted the
counted that
whole...
one, yeah.
Okay, good.
But that was spooky stuff. I mean, that was the nun screaming at her.
Yeah.
Fucking running at her with the fucking painting in her hands. Spooky things.
Were you gonna mention why you don't think the daughter
has abilities?
Oh, yeah, because we know it's a dream that she had. The daughter didn't see anything behind her. She didn't follow anything, and she wasn't like, "Mom, who's that?"
Yeah,
it was all Lorraine's dream.
Yeah.
So, at this point, I don't think that she would have any psychic abilities. It has been alluded to.
Okay.
I would like to... Okay. I understand what you're saying, because I do agree that it was all Lorraine, but I'm just going to bring back the first movie. I think she does have a little bit of an ability, since in the first movie she saw Bathsheba and Annabelle in that room. But I don't know if it was just...
I will say that she was probably being projected onto because of the connection between the necklaces.
That's true.
But again, nothing in this movie
you're right.
to her being any sort of psychic, any sort of abilities at all. Right. She's just a kid.
I don't even think she claims that in real life, right?
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think she claims
I wouldn't want to if I had it either. That shit brings a lot upon yourself.
Yeah.
But whatever. Not even just that, like, the responsibility that may be inherent with being a psychic. Just, like, people would shit on you just because a lot of people are skeptics, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like people were shitting on fucking Ed and Lorraine.
So at this point, the scene cuts and it ends. "Mom, are you okay?" Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Boom. Like Carlos said, we're back in England. Gloomy ass fucking day. Beautiful weather for us fucking border town people, because we're just in the middle of the fucking sun every day.
Enough with the weather.
And then it's, "Hi, ma'am. I'm from God knows where the fuck, and I just want to get the evidence here." Basically, he's a news reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about the police report that it's been going around. It's like, oh, it's definitely raised some eyebrows. It's like, oh, I'd rather not have you guys up in my business. It's like, is it still happening? Because if it is, this might be the best chance to get you and your family some help.
Yeah, basically tell your side of the story.
Yeah, because he's a reporter.
Yeah.
And she takes it because...
We cut to them doing the recording where they're introducing the house, introducing the family, and getting a few witness statements, I guess, from a few people.
Yeah.
They get a neighbor. They get a...
We get introduced to a couple of characters here now. We see this guy who is the photographer.
Yeah.
Basically, real people that captured evidence, and then we get the cops. Oh yeah, I checked the chair for wires. This is the guys that checked the house originally,
Yeah,
and
the copper's saying that there's no way that the chair would have moved on its own.
and now we have Maurice Gross. This is the engineer. Oh, what? Actually, this is the guy that kind of believed him throughout the whole thing. He is Maurice Gross, and Maurice. What the hell is his title?
Engineering
Consultant.
Consultant.
He starts talking about, oh, the evidence here is staggering,
Yes,
and then boom, it
the
cuts
amount of
off.
documented events.
And then you get her, Anita.
We get Anita Gregory.
A parapsychologist, lecturer / skeptic. What kind of title is that?
It's like, I want my title to be Albert Perez / skeptic.
Oh, my title to be stoner / semi-skeptic.
Semi-skeptic. 11-year-old Janet Hodgson, whatever, recently interviewed, and what happened next will astonish you. And this is where we get the evidence being shown to the fucking world, because it's the news, dude.
Mm-hmm. And apparently this is an actual fucking interview that was published at that time while this was going on in real life.
All right, and at this point,
they're, of course, Janet and Margaret are being interviewed, and they're being asked questions now.
She said that it's gotten worse since the guys actually showed up and started asking questions, like knock once for yes and two for no. He's like, well, what if we do it right now? Basically a live fucking session, dude. Everything's being recorded.
Yeah, is anyone there that wants to communicate? Nothing.
By the way, they have the sisters in a couch in the living room, the main couch, and there's fucking lights all around them.
You know, not to be mean, right? But why is Margaret there? Like, why the... But, yeah, but, like, why the older sister and not the mom? Or why not all the family? I don't know.
I think, from a skeptic's point of view, I would imagine you wouldn't want to interview with the mom, because people are, of course, worried that the daughter...
using her?
Yeah, that the daughter's being led by the mom. So you wouldn't want to have any perceived sort of...
Okay, that makes sense.
What's the word I'm looking for? Leading by the mom, yeah.
Yeah, that does make sense. And I guess, because the people that are recording want this to be real, except for one, for Anita, I guess. But if they want this to be real, they want to put someone else that kind of appeals to the audience. It's like, oh my God, they're sisters and they're going through this, and they're trying to appeal to the audience. It's a real thing, dude. It's done everywhere. So I'm assuming this is what this news team decided to do with this.
Mm-hmm. So again, they're asking for any sort of
sign?
Communication.
Yeah, any sort of communication, any sort of acknowledgement from the spirit to their questions. Nothing. You get Janet kind of looking down into her chest. She kind of like loses her neck.
Oh, it's because they said, oh, there's it was nothing, and then Margaret goes, well, it's not a jukebox, is it? And then this is where you get Janet looking down, and she starts to growl and do like all these weird noises.
Well, she completely changes her stance. Like she's in a completely different posture.
Yeah. And the lights start going in and out, and this is what kind of bothers me, because you see that newscaster, he gets like a smile on his face.
Yeah, like a smirk.
It's like, fuck, we're getting evidence.
And Janet, are you all right? From the interviewer. My name's not Janet. Janet's asleep and I'm talking. Man's voice from Janet. And again, you get a smirk from the interviewer looking at the guy who leaves, Maurice.
It's like, okay, well then what should I call you?
And you get growls and grunts. When I first listened to that, I thought it was him saying a demonic name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, it seems like he's just random nonsense.
Maurice comes in and is like, what's your name?
You don't belong here.
My name is Maurice Gross. Who are you?
And her face is kind of twitching. This is my home. Get out now.
No, this is not your home. Now what is your name?
Knock, knock.
Very well.
You get a sigh from the interviewer.
Who's there?
Bill. 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 Bill.
Bill who?
Bill, not the science guy. No. She's like, Bill, my name is Bill Wilkins. I'm 72 years old.
Where do you come from?
I come from the grave.
How did you die?
I went blind and had a hemorrhage. And I fell asleep and I died in the chair in the corner. Cutting to the mom who's covering her mouth, completely shocked by all this.
Why would you come here?
Laughing. I like to hear them scream.
You have Peggy sobbing. Why don't you leave us alone?
Shut up, you old cow.
Everyone just freaks out.
And you get Janet panting, but ventilating now at this point.
Everyone's freaking the fuck out. We see every couple people standing up and just...
Janet's posture changes back to normal. I'm sorry. And it seems like she's embarrassed, like she can't... I would be too, that she couldn't control herself. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So she runs out of the room, the mom runs after her. And it cuts, and you get to see a newspaper with the front page being the house. And what's going on there.
At this point, we get the whole family, and it looks like everyone's gonna sleep in the living room now. And we see
it's the other
house,
Peggy's house.
Peggy Ann's house, and they're staying in the living room. And she goes, "Oh, you can stay as long as you want."
And the mom's just setting up the beds for the kids, and Billy comes in, sweet little kid Billy. He's like, "Mom, I got you some biscuits."
Yeah, sweet little kid stole the fucking biscuits from Penny Ann's house.
He's trying to comfort the mother.
My joke was gonna be that Peggy's like, "Well, where are my cigarettes?"
No.
She sold my cigarettes for the biscuits. Or whatever.
Well, fucking Billy's a fucking thief, and apparently he stole the biscuits.
And Peggy needs a fucking cigarette.
That's all she wants, dude. That's all she fucking wants.
Scene cuts, and you get to see the other side of the street, looking into the house.
Looking
into the tent in the hallway over there. The little roundabout crooked man thing starts turning.
Yeah, and the camera zooms in on it, and we see the crooked man, and we see him running.
No, he's just a man that walks like a little lanky ass, fucking like SpongeBob walk, right?
Yeah.
And he disappears.
I'm ready.
Have you guys ever seen, completely fucking tangent at this point because I fucking brought up SpongeBob and you went with it.
Yeah.
So I blame you, Albert. You guys seen this SpongeBob Lost episode?
I don't
Lost?
think so.
It was the one that like it was super hyped up and like there was a whole thing with the live action pirate talking about the Lost episode.
Yeah.
And they finally get it on.
It's a movie, isn't it?
No. It's just like a little 30-minute thing. Because it's like just him hyping it up. And he's like, "Oh, I'm all ready for the SpongeBob it's Lost episode."
Which,
It's
by
a
the
Lost
way,
episode.
that pirate is the actual voice of SpongeBob.
Fun fact.
Cool. I mean, I'm glad he's being paid more.
For all
Playing
of you that
different
don't know, the pirate in the SpongeBob is actually the voice of SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Good voice actor to be able to do those different ranges. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But the joke was that the pirate's all ready and he's got the popcorn and stuff and he turns on the TV and it's just SpongeBob walking with some music. And he just starts walking all weird. He just keeps on changing the way that he's walking, just going with the music or whatever. And then it ends.
Yeah, and then they throw the popcorn like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" Ah, I remember that.
I remember him being pissed.
Really?
I remember him being pissed. Maybe that was a different reality.
Maybe.
I don't remember the ending, but I do remember him finding like a treasure and opening it and taking out the like a video cassette thing. But I don't remember the episode at
Because
all.
there was nothing.
Yeah, because it was nothing. The whole episode is actually about him hyping
Just
up
him.
that thing.
Yeah. Just like recounting the fucking Lost episode to you guys, I get like weird creepy pasta vibes from that tape. So like it's just
that.
SpongeBob walking. What kind of creepy ass shit is that?
That's that's a level 1 spook. Honestly.
Yeah. Creepy pasta is definitely level 1 spook material. You got your creepy pastas? Let us know in the comments down below. Anyways, going away from SpongeBob now. I'm sorry. Sorry to all the listeners and the SpongeBob fanatics out there. We're done. Going back to the movie. Everyone's asleep in the living room here. Get Billy softly grunting, as the subtitles say.
We hear the bell. The bell that the dog is trained to hit once he needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh yeah, he just needs to go outside. There's nothing spooky there.
No.
Yeah.
No room for spooks when you got the dog and the bell involved, right?
That's true.
And Billy, awake at this point, sitting up, hears the bell again. He's looking out to the front door. He doesn't see anything. You can see the front door from the living room right there.
Yeah.
He sighs like, "Oh God, why do I have to be the one to take care of the dog?" No, you don't, Billy. Don't take fuck Brennan.
Baron.
Brennan.
Baron.
Whatever the dog's name is.
Then he starts stuttering to the front of the house.
Stuttering to the front of the house. And you can hear Baron whining. And the bell ringing. Like, okay, I really need to go. I don't want to shit in the house again. And he's at the back door now. Right?
Mm-hmm. This is my favorite scene.
And you get a little bit of growling from Baron. Like, there's something outside, right? And I'm like, why would you open up the door to the dog? It's not even your dog.
At this point, we see the dog morph. Stands up, and we see linky limbs, dude. Long legs.
Mm-hmm.
Long
Like Slenderman?
Yeah, Slenderman kind
dude.
of stuff. I'm giving this a spook right now. Nothing's happened yet,
Nothing's
but the way...
yet.
If you guys
transformed.
if you haven't seen The Conjuring 2, if you could just look up the
Crooked Man scene.
the dog morphing, because you put in Crooked Man scene, I think you're gonna get a scene from the end.
That's true.
Okay.
You just dog bell scene, Crooked Man. Put that into YouTube. You might find something. You might not. I don't know. If you could find it, look it up. It is spooky, and it deserves a full spook right here before anything even happens.
Full spook, ladies and gentlemen. We're at a full what? 6, 7,
8.
8.5.
Damn, dude, I'm spooked as fuck right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Crooked Man morphing out of this dog and then standing over this kid here.
Not even standing, towering over this fucking child.
Towering, but he's like crouched over him. It is a lanky individual.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. Growling at this point on the child. And Billy just trying to back up into his room, gets tripped by the Crooked Man's umbrella.
I love the animation. There's like fucking claymation shit going on with this.
Billy gets up and is running away from him.
And all the while, the Crooked Man's singing his
And
song.
he's like, Mom! Mom!
What happened? What is it?
The Crooked Man! What? The Crooked Man!
Calm down.
And then you have Peggy and Vic coming downstairs.
And at this point, anyone seeing these fucking Conjuring movies, any spooky movie really, you're at this point it's like, oh, well, that's the end of the spook, right? They're done with it because everyone's awake. You got all the lights on at this point. All the main characters are in the room together. Nothing's gonna spook them here.
All the grown-ups are in the same room together.
Yeah.
And then they all look towards the hallway.
And you hear the old
Not
man's
just that, but you
voice.
see you do that, and you see the shadow of a giant linky thing.
Crooked Man.
Inching into the room, but it's just Janet. You just see Janet gently walking into frame. But she's got that posture of the old man, right? She screams. The gate from the fireplace shakes. Flies across the room, hits the spot where the chair would be if they were in the other house.
Yeah.
There's a little, what would you call that?
I guess.
It's like where you put like your teacups and stuff.
Oh.
I don't know
It's
what
a
it is.
wardrobe, I guess.
Well, I guess like a kitchen wardrobe.
A cabinet.
Oh, there you
There you
go,
go.
cabinet.
Like a glass cabinet right there. The great completely impales the cabinet thing right there.
Yeah, dude, it goes fucking through that shit.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking the fuck out. Lights are off at this point.
Janet falls to the floor.
Shit, the lights are not off. She roars, and all the lights fucking explode, dude.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
bulb in that room just fucking starts
Well,
popping.
then
and
the lights are off.
That's true.
Okay, so Janet falls, and Peggy goes running towards her and gets her, and Janet starts to spit out like foamy, I don't know, whatever. And she just screams, "Somebody call the ambulance!"
Yeah,
I'm giving this another spook right here.
Yeah, dude. At this point, it's a parent spook, dude. Child's fucking seizuring, foaming out the mouth and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you really didn't know what the daughter was going to do. She starts screaming and then psychic stuff starts happening. Fuck that.
That's true.
And we cut back to America. You can tell because it's sunny.
Yeah.
And we're in a kitchen table with Ed and Lorraine and a priest. And they're listening to the tape. The tape of the interview that we just had. My name is Bill Wilkins. I'm 72 years old. God damn it. They're cutting off the tape. What do you make of this voice? He sounds confused. Is he senile? This is from Ed to the priest.
The priest is like, that voice in the tape is coming from an 11-year-old girl.
She's a great voice actor. That's what I would say.
Ed and Lorraine kind of look at each other like, holy shit.
The family reached out to the church for help. Yes, but truthfully, we don't want to get involved. Reluctant to get involved. The case has turned into media circus. It's called Amityville.
England's Amityville. Yeah, England's Amityville.
Starring Ryan Reynolds.
Hey, what up, Governor? I'm Deadpool and also a Green Lantern.
Shit. At this point, Ed and Lorraine are being told by this priest, it's like, we need you to go over there and check if this is a hoax or not. And we need you to act on behalf, unofficial on behalf of the church.
Because the family needs your help.
Yeah.
Again, they don't want to get involved because they are concerned with it being fake. I'm like, fuck that. If you want to know it's fake or not, just send your fucking priests. But whatever. They need a reason to send Ed and Lorraine. So Ed is like, you heard him. We don't want to get involved. We just observe and we come back to Lorraine. Because Lorraine said no more cases, if you remember. We've turned down cases before, but we never leave a family without help.
And this is where Lorraine starts explaining to Ed. It's like, I had a vision at the Amityville house. It was a premonition of your death, and I had that was the same vision that I had 7 years ago.
Yeah, 7 years ago, and they cut to the scene that they showed in the first movie of them performing an exorcism on this guy. I forgot his name, and she does the scream, and she's explaining to Ed, and then Ed was like, "Is that why you shut yourself in the room for 8 days?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Yes, it's a warning. If we keep doing this, you're going to die.
Your visions are a gift from God, and God is showing you my death. And then he's doing it for a reason. Maybe you're meant to prevent it from happening.
Come on, we don't run from fights.
We're not Floyd Mayweather moneymaker."
The champ doesn't back down. That's all I know.
And she sighs and she says, if we do this, you have to promise we're just going to observe. If anything turns out dangerous in any way, we're going to tell the church and we're going to get out. Promise me. Promise me, Ed.
Reluctance from Ed right here, and he finally says, I promise, after being prodded twice.
Look at how perfect they are together. Oh my god.
Okay, so we're stopping here for today for this episode. Comment down below what your favorite scenes were, and catch you next time from the far side of the moon.